our second interview in the studios this morning as we continue to look at instilling good values in children. And in the studios, we have Pastor Wilmort Simpemba from Oasis of Love Church in Kidwe, and he is a youth pastor there. Good morning and welcome to Kwacha Good Morning, Zambia.
Good morning, thank you. Thank you for having me on the show.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you.
Yes.
And, you know, discussing instilling good values in children. Vincent was, talking to a psychosocial counselor earlier. What did you pick from that conversation?
I picked that installing good values in children starts at a very young age.
Yeah.
And it's important so that when these children grow up, they'll always remember where they're coming from. Because, you know, values will always be values.
Yeah.
And they'll always bring them up in every area of their lives. Let's say, I'll give an example of when you give good values to a child who's 5 years old, the time they'll grow up to be a man, and you've taught them to respect everyone, they'll one day get married, and they won't have that opportunity to start disrespecting women, disrespecting elders in the society, because it's already been in them. So when we look at a child, every good house starts with a good foundation. So a good foundation will always make the house stand for a long time. And installing good values in children, it will always be beneficial even to them when they grow up. Yes.
It's a Proverbs 22, 6 principle.
Yes, Proverbs 22, 6. Yes.
All right, so train up a child in a way he should
He
grow,
should
and when
go.
he's old, he'll never depart from it. But you're dealing with the youths. What's been your observation generally dealing with the youths in terms of discipline, these values that we're talking about?
Dealing with the youths, it's been quite challenging because they always come up with values from home. They've always, the internet has also taught them other things. From where they're coming from, they've also learned other things. So when they come to church, when they come to our meetings, we always try to instill good values, more especially that are biblical. And youths mostly are so judgmental when you go to them in a harsh way. So I always encourage people when they're talking to the youths, make sure that you go to them with a suggestion. I'll give an example of the past meeting that we had. We were talking about substance abuse. And then I couldn't just go to them and tell them, substance abuse, it will kill you, it will do what? No. Tell them, okay, what do you think are the effects of substance abuse? Then they'll bring up their own answers. Then I should just add on to what they bring out. That way, it really helps them to understand the importance and the effects of substance abuse, and the importance and the effects of having good values in their lives.
Earlier on, the conversation was that, you need to tell the children the consequences of doing, what they're doing. But when they are youths, it looks like they need a different approach.
Yes.
You cannot go direct to them. At that point, it means they cannot easily bend because they've grown up learning certain values. Is it that the parents of today and the parents of the olden day, is there a difference there in terms of how we handle the youths?
Yes, there's a huge difference because this time there's so much social media that is teaching us a lot. Let's not forget that there's peer pressure going on right now. So the old parents, they used things like stories. Those can I use vernacular like utushimeng?
Yes.
So they would bring up those stories, trying to teach us, to instill values in us. But right now, parents are so busy, and they'll just leave the youths to teach themselves based on maybe the social media that they're using, maybe school. They learn from school. But the most important is that parents should be involved full time in their children's lives, and they shouldn't just let them learn whatever they want. So parents of old were actually more careful when teaching their children, because they used to say, there's a saying that they used to say, mambo ni mambo, where values are values, Whether you like it or not, values are values. You have to follow them. But right now, it's like it's a free world. Do what you want. When they go out and see things happening on social media, they want those even when they are not yet ready to have those things that they see on social media. So there is that pressure that they've come with, or pressure that youths come with in churches, in our buildings when we're having youth meetings.
Yeah, and you know, there's a talk that parents these days are busy and they don't have enough time to interact with their children. What is the church doing to bridge in the gap?
So we're always encouraging parents to have time with their children. Time is very important. Values that are instilled by parents always stay in children.
So there's no substitute?
There is a substitute. Let's say when a parent is not really there, the church also comes in to play that role. Because when a child or when a youth come to church, we act as parents, we act as a family. We take them as family, not as just people that are coming to church, because it's a family gathering that we have. So those values that are not really instilled in those children or in those youths, we try to bring them up and try to instill in them, so that they see and they grow up in the way that God wants them to grow up, in the way that the society will accept them. Because we have a lot of people going to prison because of bad values that they grew up with. We have people that are raping other children because they've got those bad values that they've grown up with. They feel the world is a free world, they can do whatever they want. No, there is a law, there is the church, there is a Bible, there is God who can help them to grow up and to do the right things in the society.
I know you being a youth pastor, it means that you know, churches usually have, you know, youth camps and all this. Are these such platforms that you use, you know, to teach the youth?
Yes. So, like in December, we're having a youth camp. Last year, we had another youth camp. The other year, we had another youth camp. The reason why we do that is because we want to take them away from the parents, so that we teach them heads on, like face to face. You know, when a child is with their parents, there is something that we call familiarity. They become so familiar with their parents, more especially when they're at the youth stage. They want to do, and they feel they know everything. They think they know everything.
Yeah.
But when they're with us, we make sure that we tell them, you know, life, we shouldn't take it too fast. Relax. Take life as not just a playground. It's a battlefield. You need to fight. We need to fight every day. We need to fight for our lives. We need to fight for our education. We need to fight. We need to work hard. We need to study hard. You know, we've got cases whereby a child keeps failing every year. They keep failing. They keep rewriting their GCE. Then we say, no. Bring them to our youth camp. When they come there, we try to talk to them. Where is the problem? So we reevaluate the strategies that parents are using. Sometimes strategies that parents are using at home, they're not really working for their children, and we come up with other strategies to help them be trained in the right way.
If we ought to the responsibility to teach, I know you know these days it's Vinny was just talking about, you know, how sometimes a teacher would want to, you know, help a child, but a parent also sometimes we resist and say, no, don't talk to my child this way, or don't do this and that. How can we, you know, it was said that a child was built by the community. We grew up in a community setup where even if my neighbor found me doing something wrong, you know, it would punish me, and if I go back home, I'll get the second punishment. You know?
Yes.
How can we build that culture, you know, as a society?
I think dialogue is very important. Dialogue with parents, dialogue with teachers, dialogue with the community. We need to, as parents, we need to get fully involved in our children's lives. We need to know who their friends are. We need to know who their the peers are. so that when we want to correct them, or when we've sent them out there, we know where they are going, what they are doing, who they are with. Sometimes, yes, they want to hide from us as parents. They want to do other things that are not right in terms of their behaviors out there or their character out there. But through the dialogue that we have with the community, they will know that, oh, at this place, at Mr. Simpemba's house, they respect godly things. So even when the child goes out, they will expect that. So even when the child goes to school, and us as parents and teachers, we should have those dialogues like PTA meetings, and we need to learn to find out what are the things that are being taught at school. That really helps out in terms of building good characters in the youths.
As we're winding up this interview, what is your word to the youths, first of all, and to the parents?
Okay. So to the youths, let's not take life so fast. Not everything that looks normal is actually normal. I'll give an example of people who do substance abuse. It may look normal out there, but it's not actually normal. I'm actually in the medical field, and in that medical field, there are a lot of things that people come with and complain physically because of substance abuse. So let's be very, very careful who our peers are. With parents, correct the children when they are wrong. Let us be very intentional about it. Let a child know what is wrong and what is right. Appreciate them when they're right, and correct them when they're wrong. And I think that's the message that I can give out.
Yeah. Very, very important. As you speak, just something came to mind. That is it also important that parents admit when they see something wrong and maybe seek help, from the church?
Yes, that is very important. We've had such cases, a lot of them. Parents would come to us and tell us, I've had this situation going on with my son. Maybe in terms of, mostly it's in terms of education and school issues, because the church is not only about spiritual, but also physical and also academic issues. So seeking help is very important, and it will actually bridge in that gap between parents and the church.
That's a very valid observation, Justin. Pastor, I'm sure you will agree with me. There are times when the pressure is also that this is a pastor's child. So when you fail, you fail to go out and say, look, I can't do this, I need help, isn't it? Parents need to just feel free to get out of there.
Yes, that it actually helps out with the children. It actually helps them understand the value of life, the value of living in this society that has a lot of challenges that we're facing. Let's say political challenges. When a child grows up in an environment where there is a lot of politics around them, they will think, if I'm not in the political arena, I'm nothing. They will think, okay, there's a sports arena that has been put with us, and if they think if I'm not there, then I'm nothing. But they should learn to discover their potential. They should learn to discover who they are, what God has really put in them that they can bring out and give and provide to the society. So good values will actually help them to live a right life, a godly life, and a life that is much more respectable to the society. They'll become big people next time. The next president shouldn't be someone who goes on TV and starts insulting people because they've lacked that value of respect to other people. You find men who are disrespecting women, even women who wants to act like men or disrespecting men because they feel like, at my age I can do anything I want. No. We have to respect anyone at any age, whoever they are, whatever they are, and whatever they do or their position in life. Respect anyone.
The responsibility also knowing that you have rights. This is today's fight. I know my rights, you can't touch me. But the rights come with the responsibility, isn't it? It's not just you get out there and amplify your voice any which way.
It all starts when we are young. It all starts when our parents take care of those values that we have to put in. Because if I say I know my rights and I can do whatever I want, I'll end up injuring people. And no matter what, we need people.
Yep.
And when people say this child is too boastful, too prideful, they'll never help us. They'll never be the people who are going to bridge us to the next level. So opportunities are presented, but with good character.
Yeah.
Opportunities are shaped. So preparation, when a child is prepared in a right way, and when opportunity is presented to them, a child who is ready, and opportunity is presented to them, success is very much achieved.
They'll execute.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, very important. And just someone would be thinking, we're just talking about parents as in father and mother. No, that's guardian.
Yeah.
People that you've been given a responsibility to look after, and you need to take care of them. This is Kwacha Good Morning Zambia. Pastor Simpemba, let me thank you so much for coming to Kwacha Good Morning Zambia.
Thank you so much.
All right, I was just talking to Pastor Wilmort Simpemba from Oasis of Love Church in Kitwe, and he is a youth pastor. We were discussing instilling good values in children. This is Kwacha Good Morning Zambia. We will take a break. Join us shortly.